Okay. Today is October 29th. My name is Jo Reingold, and I'm here interviewing Carolyn Kaye. Good morning, Carolyn. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about your background, where you were from, where you were raised, etc., your early years.
I was born and raised here in Dallas. Lived. My mother was a Bach, so that's a big family here in Dallas. Maiden name was Rosenblum. I lived off of Lover's Lane in Inwood, went to Thomas Jefferson High School. Started my 1 year at UT at 17, but I was too young to go to college back then.
Mm-hmm.
And so I moved back, worked for Zales, actually, for wholesale, Texoma wholesale, and then that's how I met my husband, because he was in the jewelry business. So, and then we lived here in Dallas. My daughter was born here, but business took him to West Texas, so we moved to Lubbock. And we were there 22 years, and our sons were born. I had 2 boys, and they were both born there. So, in fact, if you want cute little stories, Reese Air Force Base was a big base out there at one time, and I decided to go back and get my nursing degree and ended up in class with my oldest son, which was an embarrassment to him. So, because we were able to take the class out there at night with the airmen, and he ended up in the class with me.
Oh, boy.
I don't think he'll ever live that down. So he deliberately made an A+ on his finals so that he would do better than me. But that was the way he was. But it was really a good place. There were 65 Jewish families out there when we lived out there, so it was really a close-knit group. Mm-hmm. And we actually had a synagogue, and we actually had a rabbi, so it was really nice. And then, of course, when the oil business went down, that's what brought us back to Dallas, because my husband was still traveling in jewelry. So it was nice to come back, and that's how I ended up working at Golden Acres. I worked under Dr. Shore and was there for a good while at the original campus. I always worked at the original campus on Centerville. Right. I didn't work at the other locations. I did have a DON. They had a small, I don't know what it is now. It's right off of Central now. And I was the DON there, but I couldn't work. I couldn't come from Frisco down there in an emergency, and it was 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was on the road to come back in case there was some type of an emergency. So I decided to resign and try something else.
What did you do after that?
I was still in. Actually, I started working as a substitute nurse in the Frisco Independent School District, and it has worked out. In fact, I'm still doing it.
So when you moved back here, did you go right to Frisco?
No, we lived in Plano, looking about building, and actually, Alan Luderman at that time was a realtor. He said, "Do you know they're opening in Frisco?" We had no idea where Frisco was. So we were really kind of on the groundwork of moving out there. It was great. So we were there for 22 years.
Wow. Okay. And where are you now?
I'm actually living at Mid Park, Legacy Mid Park.
Legacy. Okay. Very good.
And I think that's more for my daughter than for me, because she's the oldest and she lives close. So it's worked out. My sister's there also. She's 5 years younger than I am, but has had more health issues. But she's doing great. She actually teaches conversion classes at Temple Emmanuel.
Wonderful.
So,
what kind of things do you find yourself involved in right now?
I still sub. Play bridge a lot. I'm getting ready to go on a little trip that they're planned at there to Bentonville. To
Arkansas.
To the museum there.
Right.
So I'm going to go with that group
for
3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason I talked to my son in Fort Worth is my financial guy, because that's what he does. And I mentioned it to him when they were talking about it, and he said, "Mom, I've been, and it's absolutely worth the trip." And if he went to a museum and liked it, I figured it was a good way. It was good, and I went to go. So,
where is your other son now?
He's in McKinney. He
Okay.
works for he's director of the youth program for the Parks and Rec for the city of McKinney.
Wonderful.
And then my daughter's a physical therapist.
And she's here.
Yeah, works with children. So they're all close.
Mm-hmm. You're lucky that way.
Yeah.
Very lucky. So tell me, How did you get involved, or how do you know about the Dallas Hebrew Free Loan Association?
Actually, it was Alan Ludeman. When
Yeah.
we moved back, he was talking about it. He said, would you be interested in getting on the board at Hebrew Free Loan? I said, what's Hebrew Free Loan? And he told me all about it and everything. And I said, absolutely. It's something I would love to be involved in. So Stan and I both served on the board. In fact, we were both past presidents. Eventually, we both served as president. And we initiated, he and I kind of initiated the student loan. And that's how it got formulated, because we knew what it takes to have to go to college, and you know, and what it costs of that, and so many people, it's just impossible for them. So we were able to initiate the idea, and it passed, and so it's.
Tell me the steps involved with that, because that is so important, especially these days.
Basically, they come and tell you whoever is a postable candidate, if they're interested in going to college, but financially, they just can't do it, and student loans were way out of their reach because of the interest in how long it takes to get it paid for. So we had them, presented it to the board, and it passed, and we got it initiated, and basically they had to come, and whoever was interested in it would come and bring their information to us and what the cost was, and that's how basically it got started. And I think it got to be, I'm presuming they've still got it going, because it was extremely popular.
When did you get it started? When did it pass?
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember? How many years ago?
Yeah, quite a few. I mean, my husband passed away in 19, so it was way before that.
Okay.
It may have been soon after Stan and I got involved in it, because we had seen what it cost to put 3 children through college. And a lot of these, I call them kids, but some of them are young adults that wanted to go back to school but just couldn't afford to do it. And parents couldn't certainly help them, is how it got started.
Was there any specific criteria they had to meet to be able to get a loan?
Well, there's also an income situation involved, but also, they just had to present themselves that where they were going to go to school, what the basic cost was going to be, and, if they were going to, and that was pretty much it, when we started doing it.
Who were the main people you worked with besides Alan when you and your husband,
gosh,
or each of you were president? Do you remember?
Not really.
Or who helped you out the most, or
It
committee
was just
chairs?
a really good board.
Yeah.
It was a good board. I can't.
Do you remember what years you were involved?
Well, Stan was still alive. We moved back in 86, and maybe got started in about 87 with Alan, till maybe 2001. We were there. We actually helped bring the international conference here when we were on the board, which worked out really well. We had a really good turnout. So.
International conference, wow, that's great. So what kind of things do you think you accomplished?
Have I accomplished? I was very proud of myself that I went back to school and finished my degree. Well, after I was married with 2 children in college, one in high school. I loved working long-term care. I really did. And actually worked for a company. After I left Goldmakers, I left for a company that was private pay home care company. And we initiated a long-term care for the certain, and I had a lot of residents, or a lot of person that I knew personally that used our program to get somebody in the home for them. But it was all private pay. It was not Medicare.
Right,
so.
right. It's still going strong these days.
Huh?
Private home care.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, one more, back to just for a minute.
Okay.
For Hebrew Free Loan. How would you encourage other people to get involved, or to maybe even be on the board?
Well, I just think it's a wonderful program. I mean, if anyone just sat down with someone that had been involved in it, they would see what it's like. Excuse me, I don't know what's going on this morning, but I don't know how to describe it, except I was taken with the organization right away. And it really had the people that applied for loans, they were foremost on the board's mind to make sure that they were well taken care of. And that's what I would promote, just to know that it's an organization that's well worth your time and well worth your energy to be involved in it. I really do.
Can you think of anybody, either with that organization or anything in your life, who's really truly been a mentor to you?
Golly, Dr. Shore, for one. I mean, to work under him at Golden Acres was, I hate to say mitzvah, but it was. You know, I have to tell you a story about him. There was a gentleman living close. Do you know where the original campus was on Centerville? Okay, there was a Jewish man living alone by himself somewhere close to the building. Social services from Dallas called Dr. Shore and told them about this man living in a home. The house was falling in around him. He had no income, no family, and thought that it would be really good if one of us would go see him. So Dr. Shore sent me and one of the social workers to go over to assess him and talk to him. I'm going to cry. If I could tell you the condition, the man was no food in the refrigerator, and I wasn't even sure it was working anyway. The home was literally falling in around him. And his health issues were significant. So we came back, explained all this to Dr. Shore. I can remember him sitting back in his chair like this. He says, I have someone in the community that will sponsor bringing him in. And he did. And that's just the way he worked. I mean, I learned so much from that man, that how important it was to take care of our older adults and the people that really need our care. And he was just phenomenal. And that's all he was concerned about. It was the best care for Jewish people. And I remember we had, oh God, I can't even remember the number of them, but we had quite a few Holocaust survivors there. And Steven Spielberg came to the unit and interviewed a bunch of them before Schindler's List, and I can still remember that. It was all behind closed doors. We weren't involved in the actual interviews, but I can still remember him coming out there.
Besides, you said your daughter lives nearby, but was it any influence at all how you ended up at the Legacy because of your work with Golden Acres, or it had nothing to do with that?
No. My sister's 5 years younger, and she's got more health issues than I have. I was very content still living in my home, but my daughter lives closer, and she's basically my medical power of attorney. And I think because of the decision my sister made, then it was made for me too. So that's how I ended up there.
So what kind of things, I love it there. What have you gotten involved in there?
Of course, I play bridge. I love, it's amazing. I go to the assisted living side and play with some of the residents over there. And one of them's 101.
Oh, boy.
And can outplay me at bridge.
Wow.
I bet she was so upset when I become her partner. But, and how many, so involved. The residents are so involved over there, which is amazing. But I still marvel at the ones I've played bridge with on the assisted living side. So
that's wonderful. Anything else you want to wrap it up with, tell us about, or share with us?
No, I don't know how the Hebrew Free Loan is doing now, because Stan passed away, and then COVID hit and everything. And things kind of shut down. But I hope they're as active as they are now, that were then, and that people really take advantage of it. So, because as far as I'm concerned, I can still remember so many that we took care of and worked, who needed our assistance and got it,
I think it's on the upswing.
Good.
Especially with Jane Larkin as the director.
Okay, good.
So,
good.
yeah. I know they're still around, going pretty strong.
I don't know how many of the original people are still members or anything.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sure. But I know we've interviewed quite a few of them.
Oh, well,
so,
good,
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Has Alan come yet? You really need to get him to come in and interview.
Maybe you can
I'm going to talk to
twist
him
his
about
arm.
I am going to call when I leave
Tell
here.
him how this is so benign. It's nothing scary or anything else. So,
You don't have to, give your whole life story and,
Right.
No, I'm going to call him when I leave here, because if it hadn't been for Alan and Susan, who were already working with Hebrew Free Loan, Stan and I would not have even known about it.
Mm-hmm. Are you involved? Are you a member of any synagogue right now, or any other
Temple.
organization? Temple.
I've been a member of Temple since it was on South Boulevard.
Oh boy, are you doing anything particular with them?
No, not really. No.
Okay, that's all right. Well, we really appreciate you coming in
All right.
and carrying on the torch of everything you're involved in, and enjoy your life at the Legacy for
Okay.
sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.